place this card somewhere where you can look at it a couple times a week and be reminded of what we covered. This is a review of all the major elements from this series. And so I'm going to just go through them quickly here. First of all, if God is to be first in your life, if He's to be first in your life, then tell Jesus. And I mean this. Talk directly to Jesus. Don't just think it or say, yeah, I agree with this. Tell Him. Tell Him you trust His ability to cover your sin and to lead your life. Place your faith and your trust in the strength of Christ to lead your life better than you can lead it. If you want help with that, I know that can seem very awkward, just come find me. Come find me. I usually hang out down here at the end of the service. If you want to know if you've done that, just come find me. I'd love to talk to you about that. Number 2, ask God. Ask God. Ask Jesus to help you be to your wife or to your husband what you cannot be on your own. Name the area or the areas in your marriage where you have been in control instead of God, and give Him control. If God is to be first in your life, then be intentional in your worship of God. Let's start with Sunday mornings. We have a worship time built into our service here. Come, not just for the message, but for worship. Come, if you're a part of DCC, sit closer to the front and to the middle. Not that there's a lot of importance in that, because ultimately there's really not. It just makes us feel like we're here to worship our God together. And then sing and participate. There's been so much energy lately in this area. We just love it. The band that just talked about, you guys leading them in worship. Do you realize when you're clapping and singing about a living God who's changing the world, it actually affects these guys up here? Privately, personally, be verbal in your worship of God. Tell God that you worship Him, that He deserves your worship. Number 4, if God is to be first in your life, then give financially and give sacrificially to God's work in your local church, which for you is Dulles Community Church. Experiment with tithing. Experiment with giving God the first 10% of everything you make, as is a pattern in so many places in Scripture. And I want to say this to you, if you're not giving sacrificially, you're not giving enough. I'm never going to tell you how much to give to God. That's between you and God. But I will tell you, Scripture's clear about this. If you're not giving it's easy for you to give to God, you need to question your buy-in to God's redemptive work in this world and your participation in it. We have a couple tools coming out here in just, I'm thinking this week, online giving is going to be offered to our website. An easy way to set up. A lot of people told me, I care about giving, I forget, and we get out of the habit, we've forgotten how much we've given. This is a great, easy new tool on our website to set up. All the safety measures are in place, ways where you're giving, whatever you want it to be, can be recurring. We also have a financial overview sheet that we're going to be making available at the information table for people to see where the money goes in the major categories, the big, high-level major categories of our church. Give financially and give sacrificially to God's work in your church. Number 5, schedule your life around God's desire to use you. And finally, invest and invite. Invest and invite. Ask God to give you His heart for those people who don't know Him. I've had to do that. I've had to be honest with God and say, God, these people I work with, or this situation, these neighbors, I don't love them. I don't really care about them. And I don't think there's anything hateful in that. That's just honest. We're busy. We have little time to get to know people. We have our own problems to deal with. And sometimes we just have to say, God, give me your love for the people around me. And He will. A note on investing and inviting. Easter, I mentioned this just a little bit ago, but Easter is, lots of studies are done about church attendance. And Easter is one of those times where people in America are wanting to
be in church on Easter, even if they don't know why. It's like baseball and apple pie in America. On Easter, you just don't miss church on Easter. Some people are